Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Introducing your host, a man who needs no introduction, the living legend. He's a fighter, action star, male model, part-time baker, and sweet love maker. His victories too vast to count, his defeats stand at zero. He's the one, the only, the deadliest man in the known universe, Mace Hammertime. With your co-host, expert in training, Ronnie J. And the all-knowing, all-seeing Deuce Almighty. So strap in and get ready for the greatest show in combat sports, the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour.
Here we go. Aloha, everyone.
Aloha, everybody.
Coming to you from the beach villa and parts unknown. This is Mace Hammertime, the deadliest man in the known universe.
It's your boy Ronnie J. Deuce Almighty.
We're here with the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour show. So yeah, we're back in action, folks. Unfortunately, some interesting things have happened. We took a couple weeks off. It wasn't by choice, though. I don't know if you all know this, but we have a long-running feud with a guy. First name is Ariel. Last name starts with an H. He thinks he's the big shot in the news business as far as combat sports and podcasting goes. He's got a shadow ban against us. So I was able to work around that, and because of my expertise and some of the past experiences that I had, breaking into mainframes on computer during the Cold War, things like that. Anyway, so I was able to kind of get around that. We're going to be posting last week's episode, which if you watch last week's episode, we predict the future. It's really cool, and they're all right. So if you're going to go back and rewatch that episode about what happened this last weekend, you're going to be blown away. It's like taking a trip through time and space. So anyway, that's where we were. We're back in action, though. We also got a lot of requests from our 39 subscribers that they could not wait to hear from us again. And so we are taking the world by storm. We're back in action.
Everyone loves us, essentially.
Yeah. So we came into the studio hot today. So we just said, let's not do any pre-production. Let's just shoot from the hip. Let's go. We were talking nuclear news. We're all over the place. And we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got an hour to cover that. So first things first, I wanted to address the shadow ban. But as far as fighting goes, what do we got going on? We had a great fight card this last weekend.
Man, did we?
Pretty good,
Holy
right?
Shit, yeah.
Pretty good. I was there front row. I saw the whole thing. So you probably didn't recognize me on Master Disguise. So if you never see me on TV, that's probably the reason why.
Yo, Angela Hill won.
That was rad.
No, yeah, for real.
That was rad. I don't know if you saw that fight, but that fight, she is such a true fighter.
Yeah.
She's lost a lot of close
anytime,
fights.
anywhere.
She is anytime, anywhere. And, she's, I think she knows her role in the company.
Mm-hmm.
When they needed to give somebody a test, they call Angela Hill up, and she put it on that Lupita chick pretty good, because I don't think she thought it was going to be that hard. The younger
Angela
girl.
or Lupita?
No, Lupita. I don't think she thought it was going to be that hard at all. And it was much more, I don't know. She was just tougher, and she just didn't stop moving forward the whole fight. She was answering, and it looked bad. It was a close fight, though. I mean, I think when they did the significant strikes at the end, it wasn't as lopsided as I thought it looked. But when you looked at what Angela Hill was doing to her, she was aggressive, and she was actually, I think she wrestled her a couple times.
She was being a veteran, really.
Yeah, a better wrestler than her. So that was a good veteran fight. That's somebody who just knows how to fight, and she knew how to win that fight. So,
and she showed it. I was actually really impressed.
I think her record's around 500, and she's been around the game for a long time, and she knows how to win.
Knows how to win
when the chips are down in those tough, gritty fights.
Yeah.
I don't know what Godinez does now, because if you can't beat Angela Hill at a catch weight, I don't know where you go
that doesn't
moving
look
forward.
good.
So no, again, as we praise Angela Hill, now we're like, if you can't beat Angela Hill. So
Josh Quinlan.
That was neat.
Yeah,
I approved of that strike.
I did. Nah, it was a really nice
I
left
highly
hook.
approve of that strike. He had good posture. He had looking him right dead in the eyes when he hit him.
Exactly.
He must have been making direct, uncomfortable eye contact when he knocked him out.
Yeah,
he's
no, like he must not that eye contact when he
he's
came
like,
down with the
yeah,
fist.
No, wait, yeah, that was great when he's like totally robot shut off, not gonna strike. That was rad. But when he is there a highlight of that strike? Because that was rad. Because he hooked him.
Nah, they won't let you see it.
It was so cool though. Because his like it was like a perfect. A lot of times in combat sports, you see a lot of sloppy strikes that end up being knockouts. They're not pretty. That was straight, completely parallel to the ground.
Yeah,
like right across the chin.
If he would have had
knockout.
his hand covering his face, it would have been perfect technique.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So it was a very impressive knockout, and it was much very impressive that he definitely didn't hammer fist him that last time and smash his face in.
Yeah,
he could have easily done that.
That would have been it too.
But what do you think? Is Quinlan the real deal? You think he's a good fighter?
I mean, people talk shit because he did pop for steroids when he went on the Contender Series, but like skill wise, yeah, he's
Pretty
good.
Fighter,
he's
right?
as good as anybody else. Like, I mean, he might be better than.
And he hasn't lost. He hasn't lost, has he?
No, he's
got a no contest.
9-0 now.
And then what was that weight they were fighting at?
It was a catch weight, but it was a catch weight of like 180, I think.
So he's a 170 pounder?
I think so. He's a welterweight.
Okay, welterweight needs some life because that is a boring division.
Yeah.
Sad, always is. Always the most boring champion.
I was really looking forward to Ode Osborne. Like,
he
was doing good.
That but that Nam guy's got dynamite hands, man. He cracked him, and he was doing good though. He seemed like a more dynamic fighter.
You know what I think it was? Nam has been out for a little bit, so like I think like he was getting beat up, and he was like, "Nah, fuck."
I know, but
I'm shaking off the webs right now.
It wasn't. It was only like it was 2 minutes in, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he just timed that out really, really nicely, and that was lights out for dude.
Yeah.
That was good. That was good while it lasted. I wish that fight would have lasted longer, actually.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I like when you see people that are in there like not just being boring. So, Mershard, huh?
yeah,
how about that guy?
Gerald Mershard, right?
How about
Who would have thought?
How about another submission for that guy? He could have easily got the knockout. He's like, no, I'll take another submission.
Why not?
Well, he's got the record, right?
Exactly. Why not?
Because it was right there. He's like, I'll just choke you now. But I wish his fight with Hamzat would have went longer.
Yeah, it might have shown us something.
Well,
I think Hamzat still would have won, but
I think Hamzat made a deal with the devil to get all these fights. Just he's like kind of like Connor. He's like, I don't know what happened, but the stars just aligned from that. Gerald Mershard didn't know how to block his face that day because, like, it just he walked right across the fucking octagon and punched him.
And that was it.
It's
he
like,
did what a lot of people say they're gonna do.
Yeah, that's like, I'm just gonna walk over there and I'm gonna punch you and you're gonna fall down. And that's exactly what happened. I was like, whoa, I don't know. And I like those. Listen, that's how I end fights all the time, so it's not that big of a deal. I get how it feels. But it's awesome.
You're different.
Totally, I'm built different. But listen, like when you watch Masvidal versus Ben Askren, I wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see the fight. Like I love it. I wanted to see the fight. I wanted to see those two guys. I wanted to see listen, there was a lot of satisfaction from watching that happen. But ultimately, and you get that moment, forever because you're like, oh, because everybody was like, what the fuck just happened? But I would have loved to see that fight develop, to see, as far as skill level goes, when it just at least a round.
How I look at it is like that
Dude,
was developed.
That's how.
Yeah,
for real.
He learned a lesson.
For real.
He wasn't meant to fight him.
No,
never again.
And I think that Ben Askren was exposed when he got to the UFC in a lot of ways. But who's like going to be super Ben Askren is that dude Bo Nickel.
Yo,
hey,
I like Bo Nickel.
He's gonna.
I do too. Like he's
gonna be super Ben Askren. He's way more athletic than Ben Askren. He's like, I saw him swarm that guy and that Contender Series. It's like he just was like, that guy's a backpack, man. He's gonna fuck people up.
He fights the same way he wrestled. Just
He's
really
gonna
aggressive.
fuck people up, man. For a while.
And Bro, he's like pretty technical, man.
He's
Yes.
and he's like not afraid. I don't think he's afraid of a fight.
nah.
That dude is a fighter. He looks like a fighter. We'll see how his striking is as he gets better and better and better. But Dana White's so funny. Like they know that people are gonna watch Tuesday Night Contender Series if he fights again.
Yeah.
Dude, those guys are so like they could easily give him a contract. Easily.
He playing along with it too.
Well, he knows what the fuck's up too. Though.
He's not stupid.
Yeah, he's not dumb, but he knows what he's like, dude, you could easily give me a contract. And they're like, they're going to use him again to make some ratings. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'll watch him fight again on Contender Series,
Definitely.
you know, because Contender Series has been fucking good.
It has been.
The Ultimate Fighter needs to go away.
We
needs to
talked
go
about
away.
this.
I know,
We
for
talked
real.
about,
It's
yeah.
like, I stand by that statement. That show is done.
Yeah.
Where there's no Judy Brownings anymore.
They're not,
There's
like,
no Let Me Bang Bros.
they want
It's
actual
over.
fighters on there. And like, if you want actual fighters, you can't make that a reality
Dude,
show.
social
Sorry.
media killed that show because people are afraid of like their careers being ruined over saying something stupid. Like the shit. If you go watch like highlights from the old Ultimate Fighter, those guys were like showing their ass all the time in all these different ways.
They were animals.
They were just like doing crazy shit. Nobody realized the internet would exist and it would never go away and it never forgets.
Bro.
All right. Now, like people are super aware of that. So they're not going to, you know, they're trying to be more professional. And it's cool because it's good to see fighters taking fighting seriously and doing this stuff, but the show is fucking boring because they're like really following diets or like there's no real beef. There's no real heat between people because they're not getting drunk inside the house and smashing the walls in like they used to. That shit was
Yeah.
funny as fuck. You know, when those guys are pranking each other and doing like really nasty shit to each other. When that guy upper decked the toilet that one time.
Oh my
Or-
God. And then caused a brawl.
Like Chris Lieben peed on the person's bed and like people were doing all kinds of fucked up shit. They don't do any of that anymore. So it's not fun. You know, this is back when fighters were dumb.
Nah, for sure.
A lot of tap out guys.
A lot of tap.
A
out.
lot of tap.
Only tap out guys.
Oh, what about Nina Nunes?
Oh, that was good. That, you know, good for her. She got a win.
And
She goes out
retired.
on top and retires. It's good for her. Probably a good idea. She seems to have her wits and capacities about her. She's probably made a small fortune for herself fighting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's got a good family. Hangs out with her wife and their kid, and they fucking probably are super healthy and good for them. You know, she got out. It
She
seems
wants
like,
more. She wants more kids. She said it.
well,
I mean,
yeah, it's nice to have, you know, some financial stability, and it seems like they're happy people. And what
Yeah.
dude, apparently she didn't even like she never even planned on being a fighter. She did it just to fucking hang out and stay in shape, and all of a sudden she was fighting. She took it up
That's
as a hobby.
hilarious.
That's fire.
That
And
is.
she had
That's like.
she the story, and I loosely heard some variation of it through all my connections at the UFC, and apparently it was just kind of a hobby and something that she just started to do. And next thing you know, she's in the octagon fighting for money.
Damn.
Pretty interesting, huh?
What a
people just get
career.
it. And I think
Hell
you
yeah.
know, I think if you're an athletic woman and you can learn how to fight, you can make a run.
Yeah.
Pretty not easily. I'm not saying it's easy or anything like that, but I think there's a lot of opportunity for women in fighting right now because there's just not a lot of fighters.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
There's just not. Especially we talked about this before, and I was talking about it the other day. Where are like the 180-pound women? Why aren't they like? If I was an 80-pound, I just declare myself the heavyweight champion of the world and say, bring it. If I was a 180-pound woman, I just walked up to Dana White. I was like, I'm starting the 180-pound division. You don't got to pay me, but I'm the champion right now until somebody else wants to come and fight me. And just until somebody's ready to fight, I'm here.
Somebody
Let's
gonna
start the 180-pound division right now with me. I don't care if I'm good or not. Let's start this shit up. I'm the champion. Declare me. Don't pay me until I fight. I don't know why they don't do some shit like that, because I want to see some big girls throwing some fucking heat. Be fucking rad.
bro. Probably gonna be a lot more knockouts for real.
That'd be fucking rad. Like, how is that not a thing? Like, how is it not? How, like, because I know that in high school wrestling, there's girls that wrestle big.
Yeah.
Why are there not these big girls that are fighting MMA and just smashing? Fucking rad. Well, that's me and one of my great ideas. I am close to being a billionaire. Maybe I'll start my own fight promotion, you guys. Hammertime fight promotion. Maybe we'll get all the athletes and maybe we'll
do it.
We'll set up our
Yeah.
own rules. I do love we talked about the last time the rules for Glory. that you, or I mean, not glory, that one uses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you see? Okay, so I watched the whole thing about that. Those rules are way better, and like that's how Demetrius Johnson got knocked the fuck out
Yes.
by when he was kneed, and they asked him how he felt about it. He's like, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen, when it comes down to MMA and UFC, I think that it's an amazing way to watch two individuals basically have a death fight.
Mm.
It's as close as we can in a controlled environment to do that. Surprisingly, though, they eliminate some of the things that obviously in a sport, punching in the groin, gouging out the eyes, those kind of things are just
Well, in Thailand, you can hit in the groin.
for sure. And but I think it's more of like an honor thing amongst men. Just
And you have a steel cup.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think,
okay,
but like
never
like
mind,
it's an
yeah.
honorable thing. Listen, if you're like some kind of fucking middle of some battle someplace, hand-to-hand combat, I don't give a fuck. That's like
I'm punching
that's
dick.
some crazy shit going on there. But I can like refrain from punching your balls. I know it's a cheap shot. So anyway, like but the rule that the kneeing the downed opponent, I don't understand why that is not a thing.
So many people use that to stall, especially in the UFC.
Well, it's a tactic now for
Yeah.
sure. And they're playing the rules, no big deal. That's the rule. But I just don't understand, if
Why?
we're simulating a real fight like that, it's so many fights would be different.
Yeah, but I think that's probably why. And too much focus on more brain damage, probably.
Mm.
I know they say that, but goddamn it, what's the difference between a shin and like a knee
I
up the
feel
middle?
you, but like at the same time, they're just not trying to add more factors
Yeah.
that can get
Yeah.
you killed easier.
I think I think a soccer kick may be a bit excessive.
That is
But a
excessive.
knee to a downed opponent, I don't think is excessive personally. I think when I see that when I saw that happen to Demetrius Johnson, he just didn't block. He wasn't paying attention for it.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
clearly could have blocked it but he was like looking away.
That's the thing. When you add new techniques like that, people learn how to defend it.
It's not it's
You're not
it's
wrong.
not really a very hard, it's not a like super indefensible.
Yeah.
You can definitely if you know it's gonna, but guys are gaming it in the UFC to put their hand down, waiting, and I get it because that's part of the rules. But if you really think about it, it's very unrealistic because
For sure.
it's something that I think should be a soccer kick to the head again, probably very deadly.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you straight soccer kick somebody to the fucking head, that's like some world star shit that goes horribly wrong. And yeah. Anyway, I don't want to see any of that shit on TV.
Hey, so how'd y'all like that Nate Landwehr and David Onama fight?
Nate Train.
Nate
Now-
Train, baby.
now-
Nate Train.
Would you call that a comeback or just a good fight that he overwhelmed him? Like, because he was in some bad shape a little bit at the beginning, correct?
It was just a good fight, really.
Yeah, it was
But
a good
he
fight.
turned up and then
every round he got a little bit better.
and did David got tired?
Yeah.
He got tired after the first round.
Did he out technique him as well though? I'm trying to remember what happened.
Onama definitely out techniqued him, but Nate was just ready.
He had the heart.
He was just
He
ready.
was ready.
Because like Onama clearly had the technical advantage because he dropped him like at the end of the round like twice, I think.
Yeah, he dropped him in the first round and in the
That's
second.
yes.
So like he's the more effective striker, but Nate was more busy. He wasn't tired,
He
and
may
he
have
was
dropped him in
working.
the third too.
He was pumped up to be fighting though.
He was ready.
He was pumped to be fighting.
Both
man.
of them deserve that bonus. Like
For
that was
sure,
crazy.
for sure.
And that was at featherweight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like new fighters. I'm ready to see, like, I love all the legends but fighting, I think UFC needs some new blood,
Mm.
some younger guys coming up with energy, and I think we're seeing it. And hopefully this Nate guy's got some character. No
Yeah.
disrespect to that David guy either. He was a fighter. So
Bro, for
hopefully these
real.
guys stick around and get some heat. They seem
One
like
thing
they're
that
good
was
fighters.
odd to me was David Onama's coach after the first round. He was like, you're not gonna break mentally, are you? I was like, what the fuck? Like, it's the
Yo,
first
don't.
round.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fighter are you? Like,
Yeah.
like what is happening over
I
there?
didn't even notice that. That's crazy.
I was like, bro, it's the first round. Like, what do you mean by break mentally? Like,
He must be.
I'm
doing that.
chilling, bro.
He must
Like,
be
relax.
breaking. He must be using the reverse psychology technique on his fighter there.
Don't do that.
Who
That's
knows?
awful.
Yeah. Good
That was-
coaching strategy. Well, he ended up losing, so maybe that was not the best advice.
Yeah,
nah,
bro.
that was very odd. Like, you brought up his mental state before his fucking technical.
You probably looked at him like,
And
bro,
he
what
was-
the fuck?
At the time, he'd only lost one fight. Like, what is his coach saying? Like, he's got a history of blowing fights after the first round. Like, what are you talking about? Who's his coach?
James Krause,
David.
I think.
Really?
David
I
O'Neill.
don't know. It was like
Was
it'd be a
it?
bunch of motherfuckers in the corner. I don't know.
Listen, David, if
Oh,
you need some real
man.
advice, come to one of my seminars. You'll be hanging out with me, Ronnie J, Deuce, the experts. We will get you fight ready.
It's where I learned my spinning
You-
axe
yeah.
kick.
You get fight ready with us. So, but I'd like to see. I'd like to see where these guys go next. So it was good fight and very entertaining.
Yeah.
So main event. Oh, those guys were the co-main event as well. Wow,
Yeah, it was.
And they blew the fucking roof off.
They did.
good matchmaking. I'm glad I recommended those guys to the UFC. Okay, so
Chito Vera and Dominic Cruz.
okay, interesting
Man,
fight.
What a fight.
So I'm going to go ahead and say something about Dominic Cruz. I think Chito Vera is a tough guy. I think Chito Vera is a good fighter. I wouldn't say Chito Vera is a great fighter or a championship fighter, but he's a championship mentality. I don't think his skill set's all super dynamic, but he's a good all-around fighter, gets wins. At this point in his career, he's 30 years old. He knows how to win fights. And he has a fighter's mentality. And he's very opportunistic, and he will take and finish fights. So I could see him maybe getting to the championship at bantamweight, but I think he's going to struggle with some of the guys up at the top tier. Then again, he surprises me all the time.
All the fucking time.
All the time. Now, Dominic Cruz, wow, he looked freaking good. He looked like a less spazzy version of his old self.
Yeah, he
That-
was more relaxed.
More relaxed, less. I don't think he's got the juice to move like he used to, for one, because that takes up a lot of energy. I think he was trying to be more patient. Because he looked good though, and his strikes were a little more measured. I thought they didn't look as looping. He was more straight line punches. But what was happening, and what I think has happened to Dominic Cruz is he's become predictable. And if you watch enough film on him,
Extremely predictable.
he does the same thing, and that's all Cheeto waited for. He waited for that one moment, and that's really what you have to do. Because
Same
Dominic,
thing Cejudo did.
yeah, and the thing about Dominic Cruz is, as a fighter who's fighting him, you do not have to worry about getting knocked out. You don't. He doesn't
No.
knock people out. The last finish he had, like that, was against the Japanese guy,
Yeah.
right?
And he was surprised he got that.
Yes. Okay. So he's not a finisher like that. So Dominic Cruz has a strategy, right? What's your let's hear this. Let's hear it. No. Okay. So anyway, but Dominic Cruz, I think at his entire game relied on extremely sharp reflexes,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's got it anymore.
Nah, and like that's like a thing that a lot of lower weight fighters, a problem that a lot of lower weight fighters have, because like you're so fast and you're so agile that's like that's the thing that you rely on, especially like being younger and being super fast and being able to like maybe knock people out in amateur, like early in the pro when you're getting the cans. But then when you get up there and like you have to like really fucking fight, you have to scrap it out over and over. Also, like
Yes.
he's had a long career. You
For
know what
sure.
I mean? You
And he's had
start
a lot of
to lose
injuries.
that.
A lot of injuries, and especially with he's had injuries to his wheels.
Oh,
That's
man.
not good, especially for a guy that relies on that. And it just he looked very much different as far as his fighting goes. Very much more not. However, he got dropped. He was getting hit though.
He was
Yeah.
getting hit, but I liked how he switched his footwork up a lot. Like he was, I can't fucking explain it all on camera or like over the pod, but like he'd do this thing where he'd like fake the jab cross, and he'd step towards his lead side, like almost like a half quarter turn, and he'd do that a bunch of times. And then once Cheeto got the rhythm, he'd switch it up to just stand in front of him,
Yeah.
and then he'd start popping shots, and then he'd go back to the movement.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and it was also
It looked
was
good.
whenever he did that, Cheeto really couldn't respond right.
But then he, I think Cheeto was throwing the leg kicks, and that's when he was timing the leg kicks with that step, and then he'd switch it up, and then he'd just pop him. Dom would pop him with some shots, like with the boxing, and then he'd blitz him. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
He was doing that MMA blitz on him too a couple times. But you know the thing
Mhm.
about again his Achilles heel, I think on Dominic Cruz, he can't finish. Nobody's worried about that. If you wait for your moment, you can beat him. All you have to do is wait for your moment. You're not going to get hurt. Nobody, he doesn't beat people up. He wears you out, gets you tired, but it's just like he doesn't have pop in his punches. You know, he doesn't even drop people.
Nah.
Yeah. And it's the way it like I don't really think it's like a power issue. It's just the way he throws his punches.
It's a power issue.
He doesn't
You
keep
really-
his feet
you
in the
think so?
ground.
He doesn't have power. I mean, some people don't have the touch.
Yeah.
Some people don't have the touch
Some
at
people
all.
also don't have the touch.
They don't have the touch. You know, like Nate Diaz doesn't have the touch. You know, he doesn't have that snap where people get put to sleep. You know, if people have to understand it's a magic power you get blessed from above. Anyway, so I think Dominic Cruz fights Frankie Edgar next.
That would be nice.
It's a
No,
legend.
that's a bad fight.
No, they're gonna do it. I
Why?
think Frankie called for it too.
Yeah.
Oh,
He wants
yeah.
that to be his
It's like a
retirement.
legend fight. I mean, like what?
Okay,
Like,
bet.
yeah. What else is Dominic? Who else is Dominic Cruz gonna fight? Like, what's really
Piotr
interesting?
Jan, obviously.
Yeah, what's interesting? I mean, he's not. I don't think he doesn't got the clout to pull whoever he wants anymore. So he's gonna have to move more into like he's gonna be on like, main card of the prelims. Dominic Cruz is gonna be starting to. I'm not joking. It's like how many.
How
more, 'cause
about
he's not gaining any traction in the bantamweight division, which is
So
uber.
so we moved to featherweight?
who's next for? Oh no, who's next for Cheeto?
Cheeto is gonna get the winner of who fights next. Who the Jan fucking O'Malley fight.
I want to see him fight Sandhagen.
I think.
Ooh, Sandhagen probably knocks him out.
Yeah,
No, don't say that.
I think Sandhagen's more, again. These are more dynamic fighters than Cheeto. Everybody in the division's more dynamic than Cheeto. Cheeto's just a fighter, and he finds a way to win. And
He's just
he's
violent.
a finisher. He's got a lot of finishes, a lot of submission finishes. Good fighter.
Yeah, he's a jiu-jitsu. I think he has a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I like his mindset too. He's just very funny, interesting mindset when it comes to fighting. He says, "You're going to put us in the cage. We're going to fight. Whoever wins makes more money. That's it.
That's literally what he said.
That's it. I don't care. That's all I care about." And I like that. I think he's very genuine about that. I don't think he's manufactured that. I think he has that. That's very much the way he feels about it. And I think how people approach fighting, and I know Deuce, you have your mindset, and you do as well, Ronnie, and I know Tuffy 5K over there does when he gets in the ring. But it's like how people approach things. I find very interesting when it comes to combat sports. Like some people are nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He's
That's
talking about you.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta stop being nice. Yeah.
No new friends.
No, not especially.
Fuck him.
Yeah, you gotta.
I can't just be. I can't just be like fuck them. It's more like we just here and like we just gotta do this.
Yeah.
You don't
like,
have to.
You don't gotta hug him.
I have to. Like he may not have. I have to do this.
Respect.
You gotta pretend like he's trying to take your fucking Xbox or something, bro.
Nah, for real.
You gotta get angry.
That's gonna make me soccer
where's your
kick him.
anger?
You gonna see?
Fighting. No matter how much you want to make it a sport, it requires a little bit of nastiness, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get one free nut shot of fight.
Yeah.
so.
That's facts.
I mean, this is like who
That
gets the
is
bone,
facts.
man. That's what it comes down to. And I always eat. All right.
You eat bones, bro?
Yo, I want to look at this bare knuckle fight. Actually, I'm not even trying to look at the whole card. I just wanted to look at MVP and
Look at
Platinum Mike Perry fighting.
Platinum Mike Perry.
So we're like a little bit closer to the event. It's like, I think it's this weekend. What the fuck? Who wins? Who y'all
This
got?
fight, I think Michael Venom Page probably will win just because he's a better striker.
Who breaks their
Yeah.
hands first?
Boy, I don't know.
Perry.
I don't think does Mike Perry break his hands?
Not really. No, he actually has really hard hands.
This is tailor made for that fucker.
Yeah, like
I don't know why. Like he wasted a bunch of years in UFC when he could have been over here just
making
smashing
money.
smashing people in a fucking circle.
That's crazy.
I love that.
Got a bunch of ties.
Yo,
Okay.
next year I will be going to Thailand, and I'm trying to do
Bro.
some card chook.
Bro, hell yeah.
All right,
Yeah, I'm trying to do some card chook. That shit gonna be fire.
dude,
Hell
it's
yeah.
gonna be great. That's gonna be great. I'll fly over in the G6.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm excited about that. So I think who do you think wins that fight? I think Mike Perry wins that fight. I'm just gonna say it. It's gonna be different. It's not gonna be what Michael Venom Page expects. It's not MMA. He's never fought like that. Mike Perry doesn't give a fuck. It's dirty. There's like dirty boxing, clinching. It's like, and I don't think Michael Venom Page likes getting hit. When it
Did
gets
you not see what Diego Lima did? I mean, was it Diego?
Douglas Lima?
Is one of the brothers.
I didn't
It
know
was
they were
Douglas.
brothers.
It was Douglas. Yeah,
they're called the average Limas.
that's what they are. Pretty average.
The average
I'm not gonna-
Limas, the mediocre Limas. The older brother's good though, right? One of them was good.
Nah, yeah, Douglas.
Yeah,
is
but
the good one.
yeah, when he's the one that knocked out Venom Page, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, but it wasn't like he was beating him up. Like
Oh no,
Venom-
he was getting beat up before he knocked him out.
yeah, and then he just fucking lucky striked him.
As he was standing up, which was fucking wild.
All right, so what's up with this weekend? UFC 278.
Oh,
This is like
yeah.
the card that everyone's waiting for, but no one remembers.
No one is gonna remember
Yeah.
this in like 2 hours after it's over. What do we got going on in the prelim
There's
cards?
only,
Anything?
I only know 5 people on this card.
Oh well, let's go. Let's break this motherfucker down because you know who's the expert on all the unknown fighters? Ronnie J.
Right.
All right, let's go to the early prelims.
Anybody on there? You want
Um,
any highlights? We got to be paying
Daniel Da
attention.
Silva versus Victor Altamirano.
I have no idea. Who
Okay,
those two
Boom.
are.
you know what? Come on. So
Kayleen
this-
Aori versus Jay Perrine.
I have heard of King Aori. He's a striker. He's a kickboxer. I think he was. I might be getting him confused with someone else, but yeah, he's a striker.
Listen, our credibility's on the line here, Ronnie J.
I mean, he knocked this last dude out, so he's probably gonna knock this dude out.
Okay, I like that you're fired up now. I know who Miranda Maverick is. I've seen her before.
What, you've never seen Miranda?
I've seen her before. She's fighting the prelims, not the
Oh.
early prelims.
Okay.
What do you got? Amir
Amir Albazi,
14-1 flyweight.
Francisco Figueiredo.
I know that's that's Davidson's brother. He's not as successful.
They're brothers.
They're
13 and
brothers.
4.
Okay, I didn't know that they were brothers.
He's
They are
13 and 4 in
brothers.
MMA. Excuse me, MMA. So he's not that bad.
Yeah.
Nah, not at all. This is gonna be a nice fight. They both the same height, same weight.
When are you gonna get to
same
the? When are you
reach.
gonna get there? When are you
He's
gonna go
not
take
as
your
violent, bro.
Bro,
crown? When are you gonna go take your crown?
like 5 years? 5
When are you
years.
gonna?
You
when-
would
like,
fuck this dude up. Like, he's not aggressive at all.
Bro, I feel you. I'm just trying. I'm trying
Like,
to go to
at
Thailand, trying
all.
to fight.
That Figueiredo blood, I guess, is just like one person that's like mean.
we gotta share. We gotta share the Deuce Almighty, the Hammer Time lifestyle for the in the UFC. They're not gonna be able to handle it.
Not at all.
They're not gonna be able to handle it.
AJ Fletcher and Ang Lusa.
Okay, AJ Fletcher's like really good. I think he was.
9-1 welterweight, huh?
Yeah, he was on the contender series. He's a
What is-
wrestler.
you know
I think.
what? What is wrong with Why do I not give a fuck about welterweight?
It's nothing's really happening right now.
It's like ever since it's been the most. It's like the minivan of weight classes.
yeah, it's really high level, but it's
It's
never.
like
any,
it's just there.
yeah.
It's because like I feel like when you're that size, you have to either be really short and stout or really tall and skinny. And like if you're really tall, you're just gonna go up.
yeah.
It's a
You know
weird
what I
weight
mean?
class.
So it's like a bunch of like just fucking grindy wrestlers.
It
that
should
were,
be
like,
yeah. It
It's,
should be
it's
165.
like the
yeah.
thumb division.
It is like the thumb division, and like think about
You want me to
think
go
about the
welterweight.
champions.
That's crazy.
the champions.
You different though.
I don't want to be a welterweight. They suck.
Well, you're gonna have to be. That's gonna be your weight class, bro. But listen, like
booty.
think about the champions that have been there. Matt Hughes, boring.
Yeah.
George St. Pierre, awesome, but boring. All right. Robbie Lawler, whatever. All right. Then
He was
and then Tyron Woodley.
he
Falling
either just
in and
it was
out
a
of
boring
love,
decision or he
falling
just
in and
knocked
of
you
love,
out.
Falling in and out of love with
No
you.
reason.
Is that a song, right?
Yeah.
Oh, what a hit. What a hit. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, then after that, who's been like? It's just it's boring.
Yeah.
Miranda Maverick versus Shayna Young.
Shayna Young's just chopped liver. She get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Maverick's probably just gonna submit her or just grind her out for 3 rounds.
Sean Woodson versus Luis Saldana.
Luis
Woodson.
Saldana knocks him out.
You think so?
I'm calling it now. He's
calling it, huh?
what? How old is he? 31.
Sean Woodson.
He won his last fight by decision. I'm gonna say he knocks him out. He knocks him out. He's on a 3-fight win streak. He's looking to impress people. He gonna knock him out.
Bet.
Jared Gordon.
Leonardo Santos versus Jared Gordon.
I got Jared Gordon all day.
Santos.
Oh my God.
Santos. Let me guess. He's Brazilian.
He's 42
Holy shit.
Old as fuck.
at lightweight. Oh my goodness, this was
Bro.
this is
Dude,
an alley oop right
he's
now.
like fucking Glover Teixeira from Wish. Look at him making a comeback.
He got hella gray hair.
That's okay.
Those are gonna get knocked
That's
out.
okay. He might have old man strength.
Respect.
Yeah.
All right. Marcin Tybura versus Alexander Romanov.
Romanov's they're setting Tybura and up to get knocked the fuck out.
I mean, hey, if Romanov can do it, then that's a decent win.
He's 16
actually,
and 0.
yeah, that's a good win for him.
This is
then.
a dude. It's a showcase for him.
yeah,
They're
Like-
putting him up against a gatekeeper to see if he can put him to bed.
exact. Hey, more power
So-
to him. He's a 16 and 0 heavyweight. Come on now.
Not
Yo,
too
why
sure.
is this a fucking card that no one knows anyone on?
I
What
know,
is
I know, I
happening?
know who Tyson Pedro is, but not well enough to give a shit.
I like Tyson Pedro. I do. I listen to his.
This is a pay per view.
Yeah, I
Fucking
think so.
hope not.
It's a pay per view.
It's a pay per view.
Oh.
Yep.
Yep. God,
You
Usman
gotta
is
pay for the whole thing too.
the whole dang thing.
Darn.
All right, so Tyson Pedro on the main card. Tyson Pedro versus Harry Hunsucker.
Hunsucker looks like a journeyman. This is just to
he
get
was
the-
a journeyman in heavyweight.
I don't know what this fucking card's all about. To be honest with you,
Yanin Wu versus
what are they?
Lucy
Why are,
Pudileva.
dude, she got seven L's on her fucking record. Like, what is with this card? 7?
I guess everyone's about to get cut on this card. So
I guess.
they-
Yeah.
Oh, we about to see some bangers then, guys.
including Leon Edwards. So
This is
hey,
a fight. This is a fight night.
This is a fight night. Jose Aldo versus Merab. I don't know how to say it.
Philly.
Davalishvili.
This is a good fight.
A very good fight.
This is a good fight. This is I don't know if it's pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view fight. I like
Jose Aldo. If he when he wins this next belt, whenever that is,
You think so?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Same.
You think he's gonna somehow slide in and pull off a bantamweight upset?
Yo,
Yeah.
possibly.
Wow. Well, this is gonna. If he does it here, I'll listen. If he wins this weekend, I'll buy in. I'll drink some of that Kool-Aid
Bet.
because this is a big fight for him. This guy's no fucking joke.
For real.
This guy's a fighter and he doesn't give
But-
a fuck.
I mean, I'm gonna say this: Jose Aldo didn't get taken down for a while at a higher weight class. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I think that's about 5 years ago as well.
True.
And this
He's
guy,
had a resurgence since going to 135.
no, I don't disagree with that at all. I think this is a very, 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 very good test for Jose Aldo to see where he stands in that division. This is make or break for him. If Merab loses, though, I mean, where does he go?
To PFL? No, I'm just
PFL City.
Yeah, but I predicted that Merab would be champion of
Yo,
bantamweight.
that one dude that just went to PFL from the UFC. What's his name?
Oh, Shane Burgos, the
Shane
Hurricane.
He left UFC.
Yeah, he went to PFL.
Good for him.
He said their offer, like he said the UFC's offer wasn't even close. That was hilarious.
Guaranteed, not even close. And you can always come back to the UFC. You know.
Exactly. He's a good fighter, and people want him in the UFC.
Listen, UFC's got to have a reckoning at some point with this. There's got to be some kind of, you know, there probably some kind of fighters union created at some point that's going to have to be acknowledged because the sport is billions of dollars in.
Yeah.
And these dudes, you know, this is basically like, this is like gladiator shit,
Yeah.
you know, and they're starting to see the worth, their value as not only a commodity as an individual, but a brand.
Mhm.
That's like, because if the UFC doesn't want, it's not like a team. It's not like the NFL. It's different. You're an independent contractor. You represent yourself for the most part, which I think is fucked up. They can't have their own sponsors.
Yeah.
That's. But I also understand, you know, the UFC wants everything to look uniform and have a look. So I get both sides of that. That being said, you know, there's got to be, they got to take care of these dudes and these chicks who are fighting in some capacity. If you fight 7 times UFC, you got to qualify for some pension now or some kind of thing like that, but they'll start cutting people at 6. You know, it's like, where do you, I guess if you fight out your first contract, you should be able to get some kind of medical pension that'll take care of you for a while, especially with the damage human beings take doing this.
I think that's more than fair.
And I don't know what that looks like, because I am a lawyer and went to lawyer school before, so I know some of the laws, but I don't have time to break down it on this podcast per se. But they got to get something done, because people who do this job, they deserve the money.
They do. Like, you should not have to like be a professional fighter in the NBA and have to have another job. Like,
Yeah.
that shit is crazy.
Sure. And I understand, listen, I understand fighting your way into the UFC, like how that struggle is, because that's like any minor league baseball player, any
Yeah.
D-League basketball player. They're living in a fucking car. They're struggling to make that dream. But once you get to the big league,
Like,
That's-
why are you not like it's the
Exactly.
NFL.
Why can't you take a breath?
Yo,
Like,
to be honest, yes, exactly. Why do you have to grind until your career's over?
yeah.
Like,
and you know, we acknowledge the fact that if you win and you win well, you will be compensated. But they were talking about how there's just got to be
a minimum
a
of
more
something.
reasonable fight fee that guys get, like $12,000 or $6,000 or $8,000. That's just not good
At all.
That's not good. And, you know, I think that in order to step into an octagon with another person and fight, you should probably, and do it for the entertainment of millions for a multi-billion-dollar corporation and company. You should probably get about 50 grand. Just, I'd say like just for that fight, I think that's a reasonable amount of money. 50 grand.
For
Good.
sure.
And if you win, you get a bonus on top of that. You get bonuses, but to show 50 grand. That's a
rate.
If your contract, if you have a 3-fight contract, you're supposed to fight like 3 times a year or whatever. Fucking like at least equate that to more than minimum wage.
Yeah.
For sure. And yeah, so there's got to be something more than that. Like 12. How is that even a thing?
Yeah, how like after a year of being a professional fighter in the UFC, are you only making fucking $36,000?
And it's all, yeah, no, for real. And that you don't even really make that, because you're giving some of your coaches and travel and all these.
Cut that in half.
It's
real
like
quick.
it's very difficult.
taxes.
Bad, especially for fighting
The
California.
devil. Taxes are
All
the
right,
devil.
now,
So anyway, Josie Aldo, you got him winning.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got Merab winning actually, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I want Jose to win.
I wouldn't be sad, but I think Merab's on the ascending part of his career. As Jose's just he's got to put them all together.
He's still on the ascending.
I'm glad you feel the way about him. He's a great fighter.
All right, now Paulo Costa versus Luke Rockhold.
Surprisingly less memeable week than I thought.
Yeah.
As far as what they're saying, I think Luke Rockhold got some kind of hit him on the head or something where he's speaking lucidly for once. I don't know if he got the one thing I like about Luke Rockhold is I really don't think he cares that he's like that.
He's just awkward.
I don't even think he gives a shit. I think he's probably just so doesn't care. He doesn't give a fuck.
He shouldn't.
Just gotta lean into it, man.
Yeah.
Not like he's a fighter, you know what I mean? He's not is not supposed to be necessarily good at talking. So
Yo, I'm like really excited for this fight because
I am too.
Paulo Costa looks really good this week. He doesn't look fat. He doesn't like
Shredded.
yeah. And he's a fucking idiot. So like he was on embedded Snooper gang.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Fucking he's talking about how he's losing like 2,000 calories and his coach is making him eat 1,600. He's like, the math's not right. The math's not right. I'm like, bro, that's because she's trying to make you lose weight, motherfucker.
Yeah.
you don't grasp that concept.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't understand what a weight cut is.
yeah, and I like that like exchange though because it shows that actually they put in the work to get here. You know what I mean? They didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't bullshit this time.
He's that guy's legitimately super talented at fighting.
Yeah.
Like he's a really super athlete. I was watching again. I was doing my snooping on Embedded because that's how we learn everything.
True.
But you watch him move around. He's super athletic.
for sure.
Like he's
That capoeira shit he was
he's
doing.
a freak, dude. Super
He
flexible.
was doing capoeira. Dang, I gotta
Bro, he's
watch.
super flexible. He's like putting his feet up by his head.
I gotta catch up on Embedded. I mean, he wouldn't last around with me. But like,
Yeah, no
it is what it
doubt.
is.
But we're at a different level over here with the way we train and the trip we're on. But
1-2 head kick.
yeah. So he looks shredded at this point. And I don't know. Listen, for some reason, I would love to see Luke Rockhold have a resurgence in his career.
Me too.
Bro, yes.
Just like
I'm glad we're
know,
on this train.
Because
Or like a career.
I just think he's he was fucking the champ. I mean, he was the fucking champ
he
of
was
the world.
the guy. He was Strike Force champ.
And so, but it's been a long time. He's kind of like he's been on a rough patch. He ascended, he peaked, dude. That was like 10 years ago.
Facts.
He was like
Yeah.
the man 10 years ago. It's like if you really think about it, he was like a top level fighter. When was he the welterweight champ or the middleweight champion? He was middleweight champion like in 2006. Or was it before then?
2012.
I mean, oh, sorry, 2012. No, it's 2016. Yeah. What year was he the champ? He got knocked
Go
out
to
with Vitor
Wikipedia.
Belfort.
It should say it on his.
Yeah, but dude, I think like I would love to see that guy just somehow come back and like be this like funny redemption story because he's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, honestly.
The dude's so funny. I was watching Mipe Sports. Shout out to Mipe, and they did like all these Luke Rockhold like
2011.
so 10 years ago he was a champion. He was whooping ass when Chris Weidman was good. Damn.
That's hilarious.
True though.
Yeah.
And like he's at a really like it's not impossible. It wouldn't be impossible to see Luke Rockhold fighting Israel Adesanya at some point.
Bro.
They need people to fight Izzy.
Nah, for real. And his middleweight,
But
bro.
If he wins this, he fights Izzy next.
Yeah, well, Izzy's got to fight dude first. Yeah, if Izzy knocks out Pereira or whatever, it's like he either fights Pereira next if Luke Rockhold wins, or he fights Izzy.
Bro, imagine.
And then all of a sudden Luke Rockhold beats Israel Adesanya
Bro, that's what I was about to say.
with wrestling.
Fucking imagine.
With
bro.
wrestling, he just maul him.
Phenomenal.
He'd work with Khabib for like months before and just take Izzy down and smother him because Luke Rockhold can do that.
Even before that, Rockhold was a good wrestler.
He is an amazing dude. That's how he used to beat people, just like hold you down and smother you.
Bro, crazy.
All right, so I got Luke winning that fight actually,
Yeah.
just because I want him to. That's the only reason. No disrespect, Paulo. You're probably a better fighter, better athlete, but I want Luke Rockhold to win just because I want to see him win. I want to see more. I want to see more Luke Rockhold in this in the later part of his career.
I got Costa by like a wild knockout of the year.
Do you think so?
Like crazy,
my
insane
goodness.
knockout of the year.
Well, that would be
second round.
That would be it for Luke.
Yes, second round.
I got
Ryan,
Rockhold, fourth round submission.
Whoa.
Third round. I did not see the co-main. I'm tripping. Yeah.
You forgot
third.
about the main.
Yeah,
the main
Yeah, I
event?
did forget
Hey,
about the
bro,
main
everybody
event.
has.
Oh,
everybody
Ron
has.
I feel
Ron
terrible
John,
right now.
too much medicine for your cataracts.
All right,
Big
now
time.
the main event: Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards.
Oh, this is the one that no one cares for. I don't care. I think Kamaru Usman's going to beat him up. It's going to be boring. Probably go 5 rounds.
I was hyped for it at the press conference. Then like they did nothing else after that.
I think somebody's getting knocked out.
I
Do you
think
really?
Leon Edwards.
One of them.
I mean, Leon Edwards would be the one I think would get knocked out.
I think Leon Edwards hits him with a body
Oh!
kick and puts him on his face.
The body language from the Almighty suggests otherwise.
I'm just saying.
You think someone's going to knock out? Not they do. Kamaru Usman's.
No. I'm not
Okay.
saying that. I'm just saying there's an opportunity. Because Leon, he really do like he thinks it's his time, man. Like I know that doesn't, but like that factor, like in your mind,
He's got nothing to lose.
Like,
Exactly.
He's been waiting for 4 years for this.
he hasn't fought in a long time. We haven't seen him.
He
in
fought
3
Nate Diaz last, right?
Yeah.
And it almost gotten finished, but whatever.
Yeah.
that was like
Pillow hands
that was
Diaz.
just an error, bro. He was really playing with Nate Diaz that whole fight. Like if you actually watch that fight, he was toying with that man, and then he paid for that.
Okay. If you say so. Well, I do think Usman's I think Usman is all time. I don't think he's going to lose until he retires. Personally,
I mean, like, and I would like that for him, but like, I do think
he's
that,
just
like we're having this is reminding me of Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. Everybody was saying Tyron Woodley was dominant.
I didn't say that.
I don't know. That was a long
But
time ago.
listen, I thought Tyron had I thought actually at one point Tyron was a good fighter. Okay, I'm sorry, he tricked me.
He was a good fighter at one point.
I'm sorry,
That's
he
just
tricked
how
me.
it be.
Yeah, but listen, Kamaru Usman is basically George St. Pierre 2.0.
Nah,
With
I'm
just
not
like
even
he's
gonna-
just too good.
I'm not even gonna lie.
He's
I have
too
to agree
good.
with that. Like based on
I
accomplishment
don't know.
alone.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him, but he's at this perfect place in his career where he just doesn't seem beatable. I think it could be a real boring fight. I think Kamaru Usman has lost one time. I think Leon Edwards is just not at the same level of Kamaru at this point. I think Kamaru is just a elite fighter, and will probably end up being an elite fighter and probably not lose again until he retires from the welterweight division. I could see him. I don't even see him doing something stupid like trying to go up to fucking 205 and fight, which would be an absolute fucking nightmare for him because he gets smashed.
That'd be bad.
It'd be bad news. I like his. I mean, I don't believe in weight classes. I've one times fought like a 600-pound Russian guy in Moscow in front of the Russian mafia.
Huey?
So anyway, but yeah, I don't see anybody like who's gonna come through like Joaquin Buckley. He's a good fighter. Who else could fight Kamaru? Who else is challenging at 170? There's nobody. You know, it's hard to see somebody upsetting or usurping Kamaru from his title anytime soon. Just my opinion.
Bro, Robert Whitaker is only 31. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man. Robert Whitaker's career is crazy because like he
sucked
was
at
the
welterweight.
man. He was the man, and then like he got dethroned, and it's someone else's era. Well, he's still in his prime.
Yeah.
Weird, right? Yeah.
Like kind of like Max Holloway.
Totally.
Like,
Totally.
Somebody like
Exactly
stole
like
your
Max Holloway,
shine,
actually.
and then you just have to watch in your prime.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think Whitaker does at 205?
He could do
Do you think it'd be
things.
too? Do you think it'd be too? He's not.
Nah,
Do you think he's not big enough to fight at 205?
Fuck no. He'd have to be fat.
I disagree. He walks around like what?
He's 6
216?
feet.
Is that
He's 6 feet tall, so he's not very tall as far as like that goes.
I would want to see Robert Whitaker versus Kamaru.
I don't
Robert
think
Whitaker
Whitaker,
his anti-wrestling's too good.
I
Whitaker
don't know
can't.
that.
Whitaker can't make that weight. I don't think Whitaker can make welterweight. I don't think he wants to.
Well, I guess the only reason that you'd go up is to fight for the belt, but I'm so opposed to that. I don't think you should automatically get the championship. I know it's like for the big fights because you have to have the champion. versus the
Sure,
champion,
sure.
But I think you should relinquish the belt and have to fight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or
At
just
least,
call
at least
out-
drop you into number 5.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or call out a contender. Yeah. Or some
Like
shit.
I think that's like really fucked up because then you may like be able to beat the champ, but not be able to beat anybody else just because styles make fights.
Yeah.
So like I hate that. I hate that shit. That's
Mm.
me though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like Whitaker, dude. I mean, he had 2 fights against Yoel Romero. Those are hard fights, man.
And Yoel Romero was a pretty big, like
he was a pretty
heavyweight.
big steroid user, and he was really hard to
He
beat.
was natural. Everything he did, it came from Cuban genetics and just good old fashioned weightlifting.
Yeah, it looked like it. So, looked totally natty.
Yo, also, I just kind of want I was like reviewing this the next card after.
Yeah,
this.
yeah, no, yeah.
September 3rd. It's gonna be Cyril Gane versus Tai Tuivasa.
Can't wait.
Bro,
Can't wait.
bro,
That's a
what?
good fight.
Can't wait.
I like
What?
that. That's a
I
good
cannot
fight.
wait.
That's gonna be a
I
good.
cannot fucking wait.
That will not last.
Someone's gonna go to sleep.
last. Yeah. It would be it's not out of the realms of Tuivasa to knock out Cyril Gane.
He's a good fighter.
He's gotten to be a good fighter because he started to train, right?
Yeah.
He texted me, he's like, "Hey Mace, what should I do?" I was like, Ty, you gotta stop with the shoeies all the time. Only one a day, and you gotta start training for real. Follow the Hammer Time way. He said, "Shout out Mace, I believe you." And he went to a proper gym, which I let him know about, and the rest is history. Look at it; it's completely turned his career around. You're welcome. So I think Tai Tuivasa is someone the UFC would love to have be the champion.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he'd be great,
I mean, he could be a champion,
dude.
right?
If he was a champion, heavyweight for 3 fights, and he defended, they'd make a lot of money on Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a
Very
star,
profitable.
Yes.
and he's so like, I love how fast MMA can put somebody from being nobody into somebody
For sure.
so fast. Just
You
like,
gotta talk shit for 2 fights.
and just bam, all of a sudden, like Tai Tuivasa is just a big dude from Australia. Next thing you know, and he's tough. He's winning local fights. Probably just things happening. Gets to the UFC, but also he's a star in the UFC.
Yeah.
Unreal. Good for him because he was kind of on a. He was at a losing streak there for a minute.
He was too big. He was way too fucking big.
He wasn't training right. I told you.
No.
I
I
told
think
you.
he was walking around at like near 300.
But now you
Maybe
see
over.
you see the progression as far as like how he throws hands and how he actually moves like a fighter now. It's good to see. Good to see. So but anyway, we're gonna touch base on that again. I guess next week we'll go over that, and we got some interesting fights coming up this weekend. But listen, shout out to all our fans, everybody. We want to thank you again. You can find us on Instagram.
Absolutely.
Tell them where we're at there, Deuce.
Instagram, Mace Hammertime MMA. Twitter, Mace Hammertime MMA, or Mace Hammertime.
Mace Hammertime MMA
Mace Hammertime MMA on Twitter.
on Twitter. No, just sorry, Mace Hammertime.
Just Mace Hammertime. on
Okay, I
Twitter.
was like, I thought I was wrong. I was like, I got real quiet after that.
So dumb.
And then on YouTube, of course, the Mace Hammertime MMA Powerhour show.
But yeah, we love you all. Hey, spread the word on our show. We love you, and
We'll be back active. We're back.
we're back in action.
Yeah, bro.
And aside from Ariel shadow banning us and try to get us shut down, we're coming for you, Ariel. This has been Mace Hammertime.
Ronnie J.
Bruce Almighty.
This is the Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show. 500 Hammertime out.